Morning, Why Bad? It's me, Tisha. I promised about 2 weeks ago that I would go live for the students in the group because I made a post encouraging you all to start early and not wait until you are finished with medical school to build your brand and build your business. And specifically, I said, being where I am today, I am 5 years out of 6 years out of residency, and currently running a company that has a national presence and have a couple other projects that I am working on as well. And I always self-reflect and say, okay, well, you're doing pretty good, but if you could do things differently, what would you change? What would you switch it up? Constantly working towards self-improvement, as we all should. And so I came up with some tips for you all. If I could do it all over, what are some things that I would do differently? And I don't believe in, you learn from all your mistakes. In every mistake, there's a lesson. So please don't take this as, oh no, I did things the wrong way. I think everything that I have done went exactly the way it was supposed to go. But here are some things that you can do so that by the time you are done with residency or 5 to 6 years out of residency, you will be past where I am, which is my hope for each of you all. It should never be solely about self. It truly should be about each one of us achieving and allowing the next step up to step on our shoulders and take it a step further, because we are so much stronger together than we ever will be individually. There are a lot of me individuals that are just, about how do I succeed. Truly, you are successful not only when you succeed, but when you help others to succeed. So looking at yourself and saying, not just how can I be a leader, but how can I create other leaders? Because we can only take it so far, and someone else has to take it the next step. In high school, I ran track, and I ran the 800 meter, but I also did the 400 relay. And you run as hard and as fast as you can, with the understanding that you're not going to be the person that finishes the race. You might be the fourth leg, but you may be the first leg, the second leg, the third leg. And so when I started out my business, which is now the Row Network, there weren't a lot of doctors, at least that I knew, doing entrepreneurship. Administrative level healthcare is controlled by people with MBAs, people with healthcare management degrees, and I didn't have a lot of people to look up to, and especially not women, especially not people of color. And I hope that by speaking to you all and making myself available to you all, that you won't have to make the mistakes I've made, or feel like you're alone if you are interested in entrepreneurship and on this journey. So 5 things as I walked in the office today, remembered that I promised to do this, and scribbled down a few things for someone that is currently in any type of medical school, dental, pharmacy, interested in non-clinical careers once you're done with school. There's nothing wrong with that. I knew in medical school that there was an expiration date to my practicing medicine. The way I saw doctors were unhappy, burned out. The healthcare system is inefficient. I love being a doctor. There's nothing that is more fulfilling to me. I feel it is a blessing. It is my purpose. It's my passion. But I also won't allow myself to be used and abused by an industry that takes us for granted, takes advantage of us, allows us to drain ourselves to the point where we can't give back to our families, where we can't take care of ourselves, where we're committing suicide. So you have to have an exit strategy, and you should be thinking about, with this current state of medicine and the condition, what your exit. Okay. So sorry about the connectivity issues. May have to stop and re-record if that happens again. So 5 things, 5 tips for anyone, any student or resident in training interested in entrepreneurship. Step 1 is to identify your brand. And I have a lot of students reach out to me and say, will you be my mentor? Can you help me? Which I am very open to mentoring students, but time is money. So if you approach me or anyone else about mentorship, before you do that, you should have identified exactly what you're interested in doing. What is your purpose? How do you figure out, well, what business should I go into? What should I do? I know I want to do entrepreneurship. I know I'm interested in business. It starts with your passion. And that passion can be in medicine. It can be outside of medicine. Totally up to you. Do not be bottled in or boxed in into what you can or should be just because you are a medical student or pharmacy student or dental student. So if there's something that you think about and you get excited about, follow that lead and think about, how do I take this, share it with the world, and get paid for it? When I first started out, I was not doing telemedicine, which is what I'm doing now. I started out with health coaching, health advocacy. It kept me up until 2 a.m. I could not sleep without thinking about what's the next challenge going to be? What's the next thing that I'm going to put out there for people? That's what led me into telemedicine, because I began connecting with people through social media, which grew into something much bigger. So identify your passion, figure out what is your purpose, and that is what you turn into a business. If you're not sure, it's okay to explore different options, to explore different things. And I will talk about what some of those things are that could potentially be the business that you get started with if you don't have something that you've identified on your own, because you may stumble into it by experimenting and exploring other things. So the second thing is determine your value. So once you've identified your passion, you've identified your purpose. Okay, I'm excited about healthy skin. I'm excited about healthy eating. I'm excited about financial literacy. I'm excited about makeup. I'm excited about waist trainers. It doesn't matter. I'm excited about writing an ebook on children's book. I'm excited about pharmacy, expanding to other nations. Whatever that is, you have to figure out how to get paid. What I see on social media, not so much amongst doctors, but in general, is everyone wants to use the hashtag mogul, right? That they're a mogul and they're doing something big. But if what you're doing does not support you and your family, it's not a business, it's a hobby, and you should recognize it as that. And I do have lines and streams of income that are hobbies to me, but it is important that whatever you do, there is a way that you're going to get paid for it in the short term, and in the long term, you see it as being either a consistent stream of income or something that can really build into something bigger. Otherwise, don't go around bragging that you're in business when you're really not, okay? Which brings me to number 3, is be humble, because there's nothing, it's okay to advertise yourself. It's okay to know your value and know your worth, but that doesn't mean that along this journey, you sell yourself as more than what you are. So when you start out, you're an entrepreneur, and that's what you are. You're not until you get to the point that you have earned the right to say you're the boss, a boss. If you're the only employee in your business, then you're not a boss yet. And that's okay, because we all have to start somewhere. But when you're humble, people will be drawn to you. People will want to help you, and you will get to the point where you can make money in that business, you can earn the income you want to earn, and you will be able to say, I am the boss. Not just the employee that comes in, writes a prescription, charts, dispenses a medication or does the work for someone else who gets to take home the profit, but you can be the boss. You're the boss. You're the CEO of your life. You're the CEO of your journey. But it takes sitting down and taking the time to plan out, what am I excited about? What am I passionate about? How am I going to make money from this? And how am I going to be humble enough to attract the people to me that can help me execute this vision? The fourth thing that I would recommend is to align yourself with others. I see a lot of on social media, especially amongst us of melanin, people saying, oh, don't work with certain people without giving you all any advice or any grounds on saying these things. And there is this mentality of distrust amongst our people that it's toxic and it will hold you back. So you do need to align yourself with people. You do need to work with other people, especially if you're just starting out. And the people to be aware of are the people who are separating from others instead of aligning with others. You should be a part of a team. You should be a part of a group. And if you don't know what you want to do and you see someone else doing something that excites you, reach out to them. See if there's a way that you can work with them. I have a sorority sister who just ended a 10-year stint working directly with Oprah. You don't have to start out as Oprah. Sometimes you have to be the person that helps build the next Oprah so that you can have that Oprah to pull you up to the next level when it is your time to shine and your time to execute the dream. But if we all come to the table wanting to be Oprah from day one, guess what? There aren't going to be any next Oprahs from that mentality. It's about working together, aligning yourself with one another so that we can all rise with the tide. And so we can pull each other up. So I would say absolutely trust first. If someone gives you a reason not to trust them, if your gut tells you, no, this is not a good person, don't work with them. But don't go around thinking everyone wants to steal your idea. Everyone is out to get you. You can't trust people. That will get you nowhere, okay? Because in the grander scheme of things, we, myself included, we're not the ones that are at the top levels. I've been in the room with the CEOs, with the true moguls, with the people who are sitting at a dinner table of 10 with net worths of $1 billion combined, okay? Those are the people that you want to connect with, and you will not get there by having a mentality of distrust. You have to be open to working with others in order to be able to get to the next level. Right now, as a student, there is nothing stopping you from going to conferences that have nothing to do with medicine. Go to the Forbes Top 30 Under 30 conference. Go to the Forbes Top 40 Under 40 conference. Go to the blog conferences. Go to the medical information system conferences. Be in the places where you will be the only doctor in the room, and those opportunities will come. What you don't want to be in is in a rat race with 10 people who are exactly like you, all branding themselves the same, and somehow miraculously you're going to be the star. No, in that situation, you're going to just be one of many. To be different, to differentiate yourself, you have to be willing to step aside from the pack and find the people to align with that you're going to bring more value to them. You're just not one of the same. The fifth thing that I would recommend is to start small, okay? The first thing you want to do is own your name, okay? When Beyonce and Jay-Z gave birth, how did we find, or not gave birth, Beyonce gave birth, but when they had the twins, how did we find out the names of the twins? They trademarked the names of their children's right after they were born. That means they know that their kids have value. You need to have that same value in yourself. You don't have to trademark your name, but go to GoDaddy.com, buy your website, and it shouldn't be, Little Doctor Sugar Mama 318. Like, what are some of these hashtags and handlers I'm seeing? It makes no sense. If your hashtag handler identity purpose doesn't really align with what you're doing, it doesn't make sense. Doctor, your name, MD, DO, PhD, whatever DDS it is, that is your website. Okay, until you figure out what your full business is going to be, Start there. As you have projects, add them to your website. You don't need a web designer. You don't need a webmaster. You can build a WordPress website with a template all on your own. With that website, it will allow you to create a corporate email. Do that as well. And the next thing you're going to do with starting small is to order your business cards so that when you go to those aforementioned events, you will have a business card to hand them and say, "Hi, I'm Dr. So-and-so. I'm the founder of yourwebsite.com, and now you truly look like someone that is serious about what you're doing, and be open and honest that you're just getting started. You're really not figuring out where you are in this space, and opportunities will become, but you need to be prepared for those opportunities." The third thing about starting small is manage your social media. Social media is a powerful tool, but it all depends on how you use it. If you're using social media just for jokes, kicks, laughs, and to see how many likes you have, you're not being strategic. In order to be strategic with social media, once you've identified your business, identified your purpose, identified your passion, figured out how you're going to monetize it, put it out there. Okay, do not live for likes, because the people with 1,000 likes, they're broke. I assure you, I know, because being in business, I have the advantage of having serious conversations with people. And when it's time to write a check, the money's not there. But they might have all the likes and all the hype in the world. Hype and likes don't write checks. So when you're strategic about your social media content, one discovery from the right person is more important than 1,000 or 300 likes on every post, when those people, I assure you, I know those people, they do not have what they seem to have. So when you put content out there, do not worry about what people are saying under it, what people are doing it. Just be consistent. Every Monday, I'm going to post about my business, and the rest of the time can be about you. It can be about your life, your living, because that is what will attract people to you. But when you have your social media, know that content is king, and it is very important to be consistent and be strategic about the content that you put out there. Since you're a student and in school, you should be able to totally manage your own social media. When you get to the point where you start making money from your business, then you want to pay someone to manage it for you, because it becomes more time consuming and distracting from things that you can do to make more money. Through social media, you will have opportunities for speaking engagements. You will have opportunities for people to showcase your business. So just be there, be consistent. I was featured in Forbes last year. That opportunity came through social media. Someone saw me on there and said, "Hey, you look like someone we'd like to feature in Forbes Online." I didn't go after that. I did not hire a publicist. I did not hire an agent. I did not seek out that opportunity. That opportunity found me from consistently posting about my business as a woman entrepreneur, one of the few in med tech. For those who don't know, there are less than 0.1% of women of color who get venture capital dollars that are in med technology. So we are virtually invisible when it comes to med tech. Though we are seemingly invisible, Forbes saw me. That came out of consistent social media. So to recap, 1, identify your brand and passion. 2, determine your value and how you are going to get paid so that it's a business, not a hobby. 3, be humble. It's okay to know you're going from employee to entrepreneur to boss. You don't become a mogul overnight, nor should you advertise or publicize yourself as such or something that you're not, or people absolutely will not and should not take you seriously. You're a joke. And that, I know it's harsh, but it's the realities that people need to know. Align yourself with other. Do not succumb to this mentality of distrust, this mentality of I have to do it on my own, this mentality of I have to be the star right away. Work with others. Play your role in the hierarchy until it's your time to be at the top and your time to shine. Start small. That means getting your website, getting your business cards, networking, and using social media to your advantage. And then I want to wrap up with my personal things that I do that I think have contributed to and continue to help me to be successful. I start each day out with prayer. If you don't have a good devotional, I recommend Power Thoughts by Joyce Myers. It's really good. It's concise. I can do it in 60 seconds. It sits on my desk every day. It's the first thing I open up when I talk about knowing your passion, knowing your purpose. If you are a spiritual person, that should be connected. If you're not, that's fine, to each its own. But for me, my passion and purpose is grounded in my want to help others, to be able to give back to others. And I see the more successful I am, the more I have opportunities to write those big checks, to be able to be the person that can make a bigger impact than I ever could sitting in an office every day writing prescriptions. So that's what drives me. That's what allows me to travel, as much as I do, even though it is very tiresome. People see it and they're like, oh my God, you're everywhere. You're having so much fun. Like, I'm working. Like, every time I travel, it's a business trip, and I'm selective about what I share on social media. So you may see the Sunday fun day, but you didn't see the 60 hours I worked from Monday to Friday before I got to Sunday fun day. And so I don't need to show you that. I don't need to prove to anyone that I'm working when I'm working, but know that everything I do, it's not about fun. It's about my passion. It's my purpose. It's about giving back. And whether or not people see your passion and purpose, be grounded and know what you're doing, why you're doing it, and how that connects you to whatever your higher purpose and that higher being may be for you. Be grateful, because if you are caught up on just achieving goals, like, it may take a really long time. It can take years. I'm 3 years in. I am not where I hope to be as far as what my definition of success is. I will always be my biggest critic. I work hard to compete with me, the person in the mirror. My competition isn't around, but as I do that, I stop and I appreciate along the journey everything that I have to be grateful for. So when I wake up, I make a practice before I even open my eyes to start telling myself the things that I'm grateful for. Thank you for my house. Thank you for my amazing son. Thank you for my family. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my health. Thank you for my strength. And when you do that, your day will fall so much more easily, and it'll be easier for you to accomplish those tasks, those goals, and to stay on track with what it is you're hoping or trying to do. Dream big. If everyone agrees with your idea, it's probably not the next big thing. If people look at you like you're crazy and they laugh, then that's good. That means you're on the right track, because that's exactly what happened to me when I started out. I was told I would never get paid for telemedicine. I was crazy. It wouldn't work. It would never happen. Today, 21 states, 55 plus doctors every single day, 2 to 3 doctors reaching out to me without marketing, without advertising. Every week, new doctors joining, now pharmacists, health coaches, different types of nutritionists joining my company. Not saying that to brag or boast, but to let you know that everything the naysayers said was absolutely wrong. So when you dream big, expect people to disagree, expect people to doubt, and that's okay. That's actually a really good thing. Always say thank you. You will not get there alone. You will get there through the help of others. And when people help you, no matter how big or how small, always say thank you, both personally, and I like to say thank you publicly as well, because it's easy to get out there and say, look what I did, look what I've done, oh, I'm so awesome. Always say thank you. Never take people for granted, because the same people you see on the path going up, you will absolutely see them again coming down. Never forget that. Always say thank you. In closing, I want to share with you the 4 P's of business, which if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you should know, okay? And people say, okay, I hear, how do you pitch? How do you pitch your business? I want to be able to pitch. And an elevator pitch is the idea is if you were in a elevator with Warren Buffett. Could you explain your business, what it is, the value to him in 60 seconds before the elevator door opens? I've pitched my company enough that I can do it in my sleep without blinking. But the 4 P's, people. People invest in people, not ideas. You can have the best idea. If you are a person that people do not want to work with or support, it doesn't matter. And that also means the team. Who are you working with? Before you invest in any business or when you're building your own business, the people matter. Always have the right people on your team. If the people on the team do not have the business expertise to execute, I don't care how good that idea is, no one's going to invest in it. So it may have all the buzz, the hurrah. Oh my God, that's so awesome. It's not going anywhere without the right people to back it. The product, make sure that the product, you understand what it is. You understand you are the product. When I'm talking to you all students saying, build a brand, start out early, you're the product that I'm talking about. However, you may decide that I don't want to build a brand around me. I want to be a part of something else. So I have my own company, my own brand, but I also align with other companies, other brands. I have currently working with Beauty Counter. It's a company that is about safer beauty. I have my own company, Rodox, which is telemedicine. I dibble and dabble in multiple different things. I am doing a fitness competition, which I want to turn into a reality show about doctors improving their personal health. Some of you may be a part of Dating Doctors Reality, which also I'm working on developing into a web series. So those are at least 4 different products that I've identified that I'm working on. I have written books that I have yet to publish. That's another product. Myself as a speaker, that's a product. So the goal is, if you want to be a millionaire, and not everyone needs to be a millionaire, plan to have at least in the future 7 streams of income. But right now you want to start with 1, and the easiest one is you. You are a business, whether or not you think of yourself as one or not. Placement, where you place the product, is extremely important. When we're talking about you as social media, as you as a business, social media is a way of placing yourself, your product out there. If we were talking about a healthcare company, we would be talking about what corner in the city do we want to position that company on to be able to get the most exposure. So when we talk about placement, how do you place a business in a way such that it gets maximum exposure so that you can profit? Again, coming back to the idea, being in business is about money. Even not-for-profits have to make money to operate and run. So that 4th P is profit. So in 60 seconds, you should be able to explain to me the person, the product, the placement, the price. I am Dr. Letitia Rowe, the CEO and founder of the Rowe Network. That is who I am. My team, I have 55 doctors in 21 states. That's the people, the product. We are a company that helps doctors who want to do telemedicine start their telemedicine practice online. That is the product. Placement, how do we get out there? We are a membership network that goes based on referrals mostly, and price, it is $2,500 to join our network. However, for the right candidate in the right situation, we sometimes waive that fee. So that's 60 seconds or under. I can tell you about the Rowe Network, the people, the product, the placement, and the price. So thank you all for tuning in. If you found this helpful, tag a friend, share, check out our website, www.rodox.com. If you have questions, specific questions about where to start or what are some businesses that you can get into easily, don't hesitate to private message me or email me, Rowe, R-O-W-E, at rodox.com. I do miss Facebook messages. I don't always check Facebook Messenger. It's not my priority. I have a lot of things going on. So email is probably best. And if you have any questions, you can also comment below. I'll get the updates. I'll get the bings, and I'm happy to do that. But again, just nice talking to you all. I'm always here to encourage, to uplift, and really want you all to see yourselves as what you all are. People, there was a post earlier this week on multi-level marketing, and it's funny because I knew both of the people commenting, both the poster and the person who kind of like, gave them a dig, and it was no hard feelings, apologized. But multi-level marketing, healthcare is the biggest multi-level marketing scheme. Okay, they may not call it that, but a patient walks in the door, the healthcare company is going to get paid, the insurance company is going to get paid, they're going to then the next level, they're going to make sure the pharmacy people get paid from that prescription, and actually the building that the pharmacy is in, they're going to get a kickback from the pharmacy company for it. And so at every step of the way, they're getting profits, right? It trickles down. The big cost of reimbursement, then a little more cost for the imaging, and a little cost for the prescription, and a little cost. So 10 people get paid. And guess who's the only person who's not really profiting, who's just getting like a salary that is not directly related to the actual value of that encounter? That's you. So doctors, the joke is on us. It has been on us for a very long time, but you, the younger generation of doctors, the ones between me and the dinosaurs that they couldn't care less, they're just trying to retire. You're the ones that will really change this system. You're the ones that will disrupt healthcare. And the only way to do that is by knowing your worth, building your business. Do not get into this system and be a pawn and be an employee. Be something different, be a disruptor, and don't be afraid to dream big and make a change. So hope y'all have an amazing day. I'm Tisha. You can follow me on all social media platforms, including Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Tisha, Tisha, Rowemd. You know what that's for. And I'd love to stay in touch with you all, interact with you all, and have an amazing day.